And California voters have overwhelmingly passed Proposition 50. That's the measure Governor Gavin Newsom led to redraw the state's congressional maps to favor Democrats. Newsom launched the redistricting effort after Texas moved to redraw its maps to favor Republicans. CBS News correspondent Nidia Cavazos joins us live now from California. Nidia, what are the national implications of Prop 50?
Mugo, Tuesday's results represented a big win for Governor Gavin Newsom, and there are major implications here, national implications, and this wasn't just about California. Now that Proposition 50 has been approved by Californian voters, this means that California will go ahead and amend its state's constitution. It's going to implement new maps, new congressional maps that are intended to benefit Democrats. Now, Democrats redrew these maps. They drew them in a way that would benefit them in 5 Republican districts. Now, it's also important to note that 2 of these congressional districts can also be in play for the Republican Party and for these Republican Congress members. Now, the importance here and what's important to note about Proposition 50 is that this can essentially play a role in determining the balance of power after the 2026 midterm elections and whether it's going to be Democrats or Republicans who end up having control over the House during President Trump's last 2 years. And now that these maps will be adopted for 2026, this also means that the Independent Commission will go back to drawing its congressional boundaries after the 2030 census and will be implemented for the 2032 midterm elections.
And Nidia, I know a lot of people obviously showed up yesterday to vote. Do we have a sense of just how big this was in terms of getting those people to show up to the voting booth?
We're still in the middle of analyzing the data and exactly who ended up turning out and which voting bloc headed to the booth more than others. But what we do know is that Governor Newsom's senior advisors were touting that this was a historical turnout. It was also one of the largest field operations in California history, and this is because they had over 230 different organizations campaigning, door knocking, and so they're touting the success as not only the largest field organization that California had, but that there was also historic turnout. And yesterday, when the voting centers closed at 8 p.m. local time, there were still thousands of people who were in line at different centers throughout the entire state here.
Okay, Nidia Cavazos, thank you so much for your reporting.